Some of the projects I do it for my own pleasure and not so much for the savings of money or whatever. This is one of those projects. I hope you enjoy the video. My wife and I have shared responsibilities around our house, and it works for us. For example, I make money and try to save it, and she spends it. I pay the bills, including the telephone and cable, and she sits and watches TV. I maintain the vehicles, and she drives them. And I mow the lawn, and she plants pretty flowers, including this one here. Well, this is a climbing vine, and I need to make a trellis. So that's going to be today's project. Even though I can easily purchase a trellis from the big box stores, I think I'm going to make my own because I got some scrap wood sitting around that will be perfect for the job. Many years ago, I made some craftsman style tables and bookcases for my brother, and he loves them, so I'm told. And the vertical slats that I made was out of oak from the big box store. This is one of those things that I was able to do even though I didn't have the skill to do it at the time. But I've been having these boards sit around the shop for years and years and years, and guess what? They'll be perfect for the trellis. Alright, I have a mock-up here, and these pieces of wood here are just there to hold the slats in place. And so one's going to go here, and one about there, and then one right about there. And then I got an extra one, so what we could do is you could do something like this, and then maybe bring this down a little bit. So that's what it's going to look like. Now here's the problem. When I built these slats here, it's rounded on both sides, so there's not a lot of glue surface there. So what I'm going to do is on these vertical slats is I'm going to knock off that round, make them a little thinner, but I'll think it'll be okay. Now it's time for step one of the glue up, and as I'm going to glue up this end here, I'm glue about maybe the first 3 inches or so, and then I'll glue and clamp it and let it dry half an hour or so, or maybe a little longer. That should be about right. Very precise here. It's very important to be very precise. And that's, I'm joking around, and if you don't know my humor. There we go. So now we know where to stop the glue. And I'm going to hang this over the edge here so I don't get glue all over my bench.
That wasn't necessary to glue. Whoa, mistakes happen.
Okay, so I'm going to let that glue set, and we'll take it to the next step. Call it tomorrow. Okay, well, the glue up is complete, and now it's time to start putting in the horizontal sled. And what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to drill some holes on either side of these vertical slats, and I'm going to wire them in after adding glue, and that way we'll hold them stable too. And then I think I'm also going to drill some holes in here, maybe 4 of them, and add some safety wire to here as well, in case that glue decides to fail. It'll hold it together as well. You know, one thing about woodworkers is we tend to over-engineer stuff, so that's the case here too. I'm using this 18 gauge galvanized steel wire. That should hold it pretty well. And then I have this safety wire wrench or pliers, and it's really simple, and it's just a matter of feeding the wire through the holes. And when I drilled it, I didn't drill it all the way through here, so I'll fix that. And then this has a twisted piece here, and it spins the pliers, making a nice twist. So I just put it through the 2 holes. If I can get it, there you go. I find that it's a lot easier to just make these wires longer than you need them to be, just because it's just easier that way. There we go. Beauteous. Alright, so this project is done. It's a rather simple project, and what I did was I added a oak dowel for a stake at the bottom, and I used safety wire on that too. So now it's time to put it in place. You can see we got some chutes here ready to be supported, and we got the boss coming, ready to set it up.
Nice.
All right, babe, what do you think?
Gonna be nice.
All right. Good show.
Thank you.
I thought about cutting these shorter, but I decided to leave them long. No harm in it being longer, so. Well, that came out all right, but check out how much I saved. Now look at this trellis that we have at the Big Blue Box store, and they want $12 for it. So that effort made a better trellis for less because I used scrap. Good. Finally, after every woodworking project, you should always count your fingers. You end with 10. Good job.
Well, that looked fun, but I don't think you really saved any money in the end.